You know that moment when the world outside your window has gone completely dark and you realize you've been playing for hours. The blue-white glow of the screen is the only light, and you're not even sure when you last moved. This isn't just playing a game anymore, this is something deeper. Have you ever wondered why just one more match feels like an irresistible promise? It's not about the game itself, but what the game represents in that moment. Your brain isn't experiencing entertainment, it's experiencing escape, achievement, and connection all at once. There's a specific stillness that descends around 4 a.m. The room is silent except for game sounds, your fingers moving automatically, muscle memory taking over. You're not really seeing the screen anymore, you're inside the experience. And somewhere between level ups and respawns, the game becomes a geography of emotion, mapping territories of control you might not feel in your everyday life. What if those 12-hour sessions are actually revealing what's missing from your other 24 hours? Your brain doesn't distinguish between virtual achievements and real ones, at least not at first. Every time you level up, unlock a new weapon, or conquer a challenging boss, a precise neurochemical cocktail floods your system. Dopamine surges, that delicious rush of reward chemicals, doesn't care if you've just saved a digital world or completed a real-world task. Take Jake, who spent 12 hours grinding through an RPG last weekend. At 2 a.m., when he finally conquered a seemingly impossible raid, his brain lit up like he'd just won an Olympic gold medal. The game's reward mechanism is ruthlessly effective. Immediate feedback, clear progression, and a sense of mastery that real life rarely provides. Have you ever wondered why completing a game quest feels more satisfying than finishing an actual work project? It's because games are designed to hack your brain's most fundamental motivation systems. They offer clear goals, instant recognition, and a sense of continuous progress, things our modern work environments have largely abandoned. The game isn't the problem, it's the solution to a problem you haven't named yet. A solution that speaks the language of achievement when everything else feels frustratingly uncertain. What if those 12-hour gaming sessions are actually revealing what's missing from your other 24 hours? Not a weakness, but a sophisticated internal navigation system pointing toward unmet needs. Imagine Jake, who barely speaks at his corporate job, suddenly becoming a guild leader coordinating complex raids. In the game, he has clear objectives, immediate feedback, and genuine respect from teammates. They value his strategic thinking, something his actual workplace never acknowledges. Games provide something profound, instant competence and meaningful progress. They engineer experiences where effort directly translates into achievement, where you can visibly level up, where your choices matter. They tell you real life is about grinding and waiting, but the truth is you're craving environments that recognize your potential immediately. Online worlds offer autonomy and social connection that feel increasingly rare. You might lead a team of international players, forge deep friendships with people you've never met physically, solve complex challenges together, all while feeling genuinely seen and valued. Your brain doesn't distinguish between virtual achievements and real ones, at least not at first. What matters is the fundamental human need to feel capable, connected, and in control. There's a subtle line between getting lost in a game and losing yourself completely. Have you ever realized you're no longer playing the game, but the game is playing you? Flow states, those magical moments of complete absorption where time seems to dissolve, can transform into something else entirely, emotional numbing. Imagine Tyler, who starts playing to unwind after a stressful workday. Hour 3 hits differently. He's not experiencing joy anymore, he's experiencing absence. The controller becomes a buffer between himself and whatever uncomfortable feelings are waiting just beyond the screen. The game isn't providing challenge or connection anymore, it's providing distance. What makes flow productive is active engagement. What makes it destructive is dissociation. When gaming shifts from a space of creativity and challenge to a mechanism of emotional avoidance, something fundamental changes. You're no longer participating, you're hiding. The achievements stack up, but the inner landscape remains unexamined, untouched, unresolved. Your brain craves clear progress, and video games deliver it with surgical precision. Unlike the murky, ambiguous challenges of real life, games offer instantaneous, quantifiable achievements, levels gained, points scored, skills unlocked. Think about the last time you spent hours gaming. Each click, each completed quest provided an immediate hit of satisfaction. A character levels up, your stats improve, a digital reward appears, and your brain lights up like a pinball machine. They tell you gaming is just a distraction, but the truth is, it's providing something profound, predictable, measurable growth. There's a moment around hour 3 where the game controller becomes an extension of your nervous system. You're not just playing anymore, you're navigating a landscape where effort always translates directly into reward, where progress isn't a nebulous concept, but a number rising steadily on the screen. Have you ever noticed how a 10-minute gaming session can feel more fulfilling than an entire day at work? That's not weakness. That's your brain recognizing a system that makes sense, a world where your input guarantees a visible, tangible output. You know that moment when a random teammate becomes your lifeline during a tough raid? That's not just a game interaction, it's a social connection forged in digital terrain. Online gaming communities have become the new town squares, where people don't just play together, they build entire social ecosystems. What if your 12-hour gaming sessions aren't about escapism, but about finding genuine human connection in a world that's increasingly fragmented? In these virtual spaces, you're not just another avatar, you're building relationships with real people who understand you precisely because the usual social filters don't apply. Think about Carlos from Texas and Nina from Sweden, who'd never meet in traditional life, suddenly coordinating a complex strategy, sharing jokes, supporting each other through game challenges and real-life struggles. They're creating bonds that transcend geographical boundaries, constructing identities that feel more authentic than their offline personas. The game isn't the problem. It's the solution to a social connection you haven't found elsewhere. What if those 12-hour gaming sessions are actually a sophisticated emotional regulation system? You're not just killing time, you're processing complex feelings through a controlled, interactive environment. Imagine it's been a brutal day at work. Your boss criticized your project, a relationship feels strained, and you're carrying this weight of unresolved frustration. Then you log into your game. Suddenly, you're a warrior strategically dismantling obstacles, making clean, calculated decisions. Every enemy defeated becomes a tiny emotional release, a metaphorical resolution to the chaos you can't control in real life. Games provide a unique emotional playground where you can experience intense feelings without real-world consequences. That rage you feel when you're eliminated, it's not just about the game. It's about safely experiencing and releasing emotions you've been suppressing all day. Your brain doesn't distinguish between virtual achievements and real ones, at least not at first. Have you noticed how sometimes the most therapeutic moments aren't about winning, but about the process of working through something challenging? That's emotional processing in its purest form, and games are delivering it, pixel by pixel. You know that strange moment when you've just crushed a massive gaming achievement, yet somehow feel empty. This is the satisfaction paradox, where virtual victory rings hollow the moment you set down the controller. Have you ever completed an epic quest, defeated an impossible boss, or maxed out a character build, only to realize the triumph feels more mechanical than meaningful? Let's call him Jake. He spent 12 hours conquering an entire game campaign, and the moment it ended, he felt a weird emotional deflation. Not disappointment, not sadness, just nothing. Your brain doesn't distinguish between virtual achievements and real ones, at least not at first. But beneath the dopamine rush lies a deeper narrative. These games are offering you something your current reality isn't: clear objectives, immediate feedback, guaranteed progression. They're creating an emotional ecosystem where effort always equals reward, unlike the messy unpredictability of real-world challenges. The game isn't the problem, it's the solution to a problem you haven't named yet. What if those 12-hour sessions are actually revealing what's missing from your other 24 hours? You know that moment right after you close the game, the room feels different. Suddenly, there's no quest marker telling you what to do next, no clear objectives, just silence. Your brain is still buzzing with the momentum of whatever world you just left. The achievements, the victories, the intricate narratives, they don't just vanish when you hit quit. They linger like a dream you're struggling to remember. Have you noticed how jarring that transition can be? One minute, you're a legendary hero navigating complex challenges. The next, you're staring at a pile of unwashed dishes or an email inbox that feels impossibly mundane. Let's call him Mike, who played strategy games for 12 hours straight. Once told me he felt more lost in his actual living room than in any digital landscape. This isn't about willpower or addiction. It's about navigating the psychological residue of immersive experiences. Your brain doesn't simply switch off. It needs time to recalibrate, to remember the rhythms of a world without instant feedback and constant progression. The game isn't the problem. It's a sophisticated emotional navigation system. And right now, it's just asking you to be patient with yourself during the return. What if those 12-hour gaming sessions are actually revealing something profound about your untapped potential? Your brain doesn't distinguish between virtual achievements and real ones, at least not at first. The same motivation that drives you to level up a character or conquer a digital world is waiting to be redirected into your actual life. Let's say Jake spent last weekend grinding through an RPG, meticulously upgrading his character's skills and equipment. Every incremental improvement felt purposeful, rewarding. Now imagine applying that same deliberate progression to your personal goals. What if you designed your real-world challenges with the same compelling progression system that makes games so irresistible? The magic isn't in the game, it's in how the game makes you feel capable, powerful, like your efforts matter. Your brain craves that feeling of meaningful progression, and right now, gaming is the most accessible way you've found to experience it. The goal isn't to eliminate that drive, but to channel it into domains that expand your actual life. What if gaming isn't the problem, but a remarkably complex solution to needs you haven't yet named? There's this moment when you've been playing for hours and suddenly realize you're not escaping reality, you're practicing something. Let's call her Nina. She'd spend entire weekends in massive multiplayer worlds, not because she was avoiding life, but because those virtual landscapes demanded strategy, collaboration, and genuine skill. Her gaming wasn't mindless. It was a sophisticated training ground for capabilities she hadn't found elsewhere. Sustainable gaming isn't about counting hours or setting rigid limits. It's about understanding what draws you into these digital experiences. Your brain craves meaningful progression, structured challenges, and immediate feedback. Games provide that with surgical precision. The question isn't whether gaming is good or bad, it's what these experiences reveal about your deeper motivations. You're not weak for loving games, you're perceptive. These worlds offer something profound. Agency, mastery, and connection in forms your current reality might not match. The goal isn't elimination, but integration, using gaming's psychological insights to fuel your actual life's adventures.